good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, all right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is a big day. You know, we're still in the pandemic, so today's ceremony will be very brief. I know you've never heard me talk for a long period of time, but I want to thank everybody for wearing your mask today and practicing social distancing. Be sure you practice your social distancing today. I'm also excited to see the construction begin on the Cultural Arts Corridor. What a day. You know, there's a lot of people here today who've helped us get to this point, and I want to say thank you all for your support and your work on this project. Give yourself a big round of applause today. I see in the crowd today, I want to thank the Walton Family Foundation for the Design Excellence Program grant that helped us create the vision for this project. Over $700,000 for this project. I want to thank them for that. I see in there, I see Jeff Koenig, who's the chair of the 10 for Fayetteville Campaign Committee that did so much to help us support all the bond projects. Please give him a round of applause, too. I see David Johnson today. I know there's representatives from the Chamber of Commerce. Joe Fennell is here, representing the Dixon Street business owners, folks from the WAC, Theater Square. But most of all today, I want to thank you, the people of Fayetteville, for sharing this vision of our community and approving the 2019 bond election. This project is very close to my heart because it will give everyone an opportunity to enjoy nature, the art, trails, culture, history, and more, all in the heart of this great city, next to a great facility, the library expansion. The work going on here and the work in our 2009 projects represents a huge investment in our community. A $226 million total dollars in investments. These projects are helping keep Fayetteville in a strong economic position during this pandemic. The Cultural Arts Corridor will be unique and an incredible destination in that Fayetteville residents can enjoy it all year long. And I want to also thank some other folks here today that I don't want to be remiss in not thank. And I want to thank the City Council. I see Sarah Marsh, Matt Petty, Sloan Scroggins. They saw the vision. They voted it to put it to a vote of the people. But this corridor will attract visitors and new businesses. And it will add to our tax revenue. It will support the vitality of our downtown and entertainment districts in this area. These are all great benefits to our city. But most importantly, it is something that we all, as citizens of this great city, as people of this great city, can all have a great deal of pride in. This Cultural Arts Corridor is an outdoor public space that will contribute so much. I'm grateful for everyone who has worked so hard on this project. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And it's great. And we have a few more people that's going to speak to you. We have Karen Crocker from the League of Women Voters, Peter McKeith, Dean of the University of Arkansas School of Architecture, and Molly Ron, the CEO of Experience Fayetteville. But as I close today, I want to ask you one important question. Don't you just love this city? Me too. Thank you all.
I want to make sure I'll be loud enough. Am I loud enough? You can hear me? Okay. My name is Karen Crocker. I have served on the board of the League of Women Voters in the past, and I'm also an emeritus associate professor of landscape architecture at University of Arkansas, and this place is being designed by landscape architects, which is very exciting. I represented the League on the Cultural Arts Corridor Steering Committee and the public input and design sessions, which were very exciting, and we got lots of choices there for the Fay Jones Woods. I want to tell you a little bit about how this project got started. Most of you probably are aware of this. The project began with the purchase of this property by the city of Fayetteville back in 2004. And we used to drive by here and not much was happening, but there were trees. We knew that. At the same time, the Downtown Master Plan, which was the same 2004 date, noted that the city should acquire this particular property. They considered it very valuable. And that was because it was the only intact urban forest in the area, in the downtown. Also, there was, interestingly enough, a legal settlement agreement between the League, the Sierra Club, and the city that helped to fund this property acquisition. So, originally, from the very beginning, this land was envisioned as a park. It was to be near the Blair Library with a Razorback Greenway trail traveling through it. And part of the thinking was that the edge of the park, which is right here, would go along West Street and would be a pedestrian walkway to Dixon Street. So all of that was thought of early on. Luckily, something I wasn't aware of, which was there's a very beautiful creek here called Tanglewood Branch. And next to this, on the other side of Tanglewood Branch, is an open sunny space along Gregg Street. So there were several things about this site that made it exciting. However, there was a problem. The natural existing forest needed considerable work due to invasives such as bush honeysuckle, privet, and those would require removal. So there's been a lot of work on this site to prepare it. So the question is, we're in 2004 here. So now how could the city accomplish the dream of natural woods in the downtown? Luckily, 13 years go by, and after the land purchase, a design excellent grant from the Walton Family Foundation, which we heard about, was awarded to the city. And with that grant came a firm called the Nelson Bird Waltz Landscape Architecture Firm from Charlottesville, Virginia. They were hired to design this natural and cultural space in downtown called the Cultural Arts Corridor. It's interesting to note, just personally, that those of us who taught in this landscape architecture department at the U of A had heard about this firm headed by Nelson Bird, who was a very good professor at the University of Virginia. And they've done a lot of projects. For many years, this firm has worked, and they've done design projects in 25 states and 10 countries. And many of us in the city have been grateful, because those of you who went to all those meetings were very grateful that we could work with this group of very talented people. Other local companies, such as Flintlock Architecture, Olson Engineering, Nabholz Construction, Watershed Conservation Resource Center, and Modus Studios have also worked with them. So we've had local people who are designers and builders working with them. So, just to say, this groundbreaking today follows a plan. How long did they work on the plan? How long have we been working on this plan? I think it's been under development for at least 2 years. It'll be made available from the new library edition. We'll be able to get across. We'll be able to go to it from the Razorback Greenway and the Tanglewood Streamside. There will be a canopy walk, and that is going to be totally handicapped accessible. Very important. Overhead, the trees, the list so far that I was able to find will include sycamores, shagbark hickories, oaks, red maples, black gum, willow, and spring flowering dogwoods and redbuds. A small open sunny space on the other side will have native wildflowers such as something we have blooming right now along the roadside, black-eyed Susans, coneflowers, butterfly weed. And from the upper edge of the park, the problem with drainage will be managed with open areas that go down here, and they will be planted with Christmas ferns. We all know what that is. Native hydrangeas, spicebush, and wild asters, and I'm sure there's more. I added some butterflies. We perhaps will be able to see spicebush swallowtail, zebra swallowtail, and monarch butterflies, and there's many more. Just to say, for those of us, all of us, who travel to see our native parks, follow nature on the Razorback Greenway Trail, there's so much nature to be seen there, and drive our country roads, we know the value of this soon-to-be-built Arkansas landscape. One more point. The process of planning and construction is being guided by something special, a national comprehensive system for landscape architecture called Sustainable Sites Initiative. This outlines green concerns, and I'll just list a few of them. Water preservation and runoff, preservation of soil and native landscaping, involvement of citizens in design, we've already had that happen. Use of sustainably safe and healthy construction techniques, maintenance of finished park with educating visitors about its environmental qualities. This certification is very similar to LEED, the LEED environmental design process for buildings. Now we have one for landscapes. Sites is a design certification, and this will be the first sites project in the whole state of Arkansas. So it has been exciting to be part of this design process, and now we can watch its construction. And now I would like to introduce Peter McKeith, Dean of the Fay Jones School of Architecture and Design at the University of Arkansas.
Thank you, Karen. Here too, volume check. I lecture so frequently I may already be yelling at you all. Perhaps I should only resound what my predecessor left unsaid. It is a time for everyone to vote. Having said that, I'll continue in the didactic vein and suggest that we stand in a city, in a region, in a state that, perhaps unknown to you all, is devoted to good design. And good design, in my estimate, also implicitly suggests good construction. And it implicitly suggests design as architecture, landscape architecture, interior design, community design, placemaking in its largest sense. Good design is for everyone, from all walks of life. Good design changes the lives of people who experience it. And good design is always an act of collaboration between those who conceive it, those who build it, and those who experience it at any age, at any point in their lives. So we are here inside good design. We're here in acts of collaboration. Certainly this entire cultural arts corridor is a collaboration with the city of Fayetteville, as you've heard our mayor say. It is definitely a collaboration with the Design Excellence Program at the Walton Family Foundation, of which search committee I am pleased to serve, representing the Fay Jones School and the architecture and design community of the region. The Walton Foundation's Design Excellence Program is led by Karen Minkle and Jeremy Pate. Yesterday, Karen Minkle, the Home Region Program Director at the Foundation, provided the following statement, which is in the press release, I know, for this occasion today. Karen stated, "The Cultural Arts Corridor will be a transformative space that will add vibrancy to the thriving Fayetteville community As a place for gathering, these 12 acres will seamlessly connect and highlight many of our community assets, like the Razorback Greenway, the expanding public library, arts destinations, and our region's natural beauty. More importantly, the space will invite and welcome residents from all walks of life. The Design Excellence program is founded on 4 essential principles: the ambition to strengthen public life, the ambition to celebrate local cultures and placemaking, the ambition to celebrate and even raise standards of sustainability and resilience, and the ambition to build regional capacity. And as you've just heard, the design ambitions of this project are doing already exactly that on all counts. This design is also a collaboration, as you've heard, with landscape architecture, and a profession and a discipline often overlooked and undervalued. But I'm here today to say that the Fay Jones School certainly is as proud of its Department of Landscape Architecture as it is of its Department of Architecture and its Department of Interior Design. And the profession of landscape architecture in this state stands to gain immensely from the example and the collaboration with Nelson Bird Waltz on this project. Architecture and design culture is pretty small when you think about it. When I think about it, Nelson Bird was my colleague on the faculty at the University of Virginia, and Thomas Waltz was my student once upon a time. So I look forward to this collaboration in more personal terms. But lastly, standing here at the edge of the Fay Jones Woods as Dean of the Fay Jones School, this project is another type of collaboration with the past of the city as much as with its future. It is a past, of course, in architecture and design culture that is fundamentally attached to the presence and legacy of E. Fay Jones, an architect of this state who we will celebrate on January 31st, 2021, his 100th birthday. Fay Jones, as you may know, was committed to design excellence. He was committed to placemaking, and perhaps is the leading exemplar in the United States of placemaking overall. Certainly he was committed to this good place, this city that was his home for so many years. And he was committed to design for aspiration. I don't think anyone leaves Thorncrown Chapel, for instance, or even one of his many homes, without understanding Fay Jones' belief in the better angels in our character. And lastly, Fay Jones sought through his work always an expression to all of us of the importance of nature, however cultivated or constructed or organic it might be. And that is, of course, what lies at the heart of this cultural arts corridor. It is a project of the landscape. It is a project that threads nature from the Wingate Art and Design Center all the way into the entertainment district of downtown Fayetteville. It suggests that we have a role to play in the construction of our city, and that role is best outlined through our understanding of our place in the natural world. And with that, I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. Look forward to this project, and now welcome Molly Rawn of Experience Fayetteville.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for your introduction, Peter, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for inviting me to speak. I need to say a special thank you to Peter Nierengarten. Y'all, he has worked so hard on this project and does so while maintaining a sense of cool-headedness and positivity that I really envy. So I know we all owe him a tremendous thank you. It is lovely to be here with you celebrating something so positive in the midst of what has really been a difficult year. It is a wonderful reminder that we have things to look forward to. Fayetteville is a strong community. Coming together to celebrate the things we love is such a vital part of who we are and why so many people come here each year to experience Fayetteville. My job is to promote this city and stimulate economic development through tourism. As I do that, and as I talk to peers in cities across the country, they are always struck by the number of diverse projects our tourism bureau gets to be a part of for a city our size. I am not only thinking about the one-time events or tournaments, which we all know are important, but rather the long-term investments that will shape Fayetteville for generations. Projects such as the Walton Arts Center expansion, Kessler Mountain Regional Park, Centennial Park, the Faulkner Performing Arts Center on campus, and Theater Squared. The Fay Jones Woods is a project that will have an incredible impact on our community and be a major attraction for tourism. For that, I'm very thankful for the vision of our mayor, the steering committee, the Walton Family Foundation, and our voters. The physical location of this project ties together Fayetteville's strengths: live music, performing arts, Dixon Street and its amazing food and nightlife, green spaces, which we've learned more about today, and the Regional Greenway. It all comes together right here in this area. And with a national uptick in the amount of outdoor experiences people are seeking when traveling and when relocating, Fayetteville is exceptionally well positioned to capitalize on this. I will leave you with this thought, that while the groundbreaking today is a starting line, the ribbon cutting and subsequent opening of this space is absolutely not a finish line. That is its own starting line and its own beginning of what will be an ongoing conversation in this space between artists and planners, nature lovers, residents, and tourists of all ages from all walks of life. This space is a canvas on which we can all collectively leave our mark. Thank you.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is the groundbreaking for the first phase of Fayetteville's Cultural Arts Corridor project, and that first phase includes the work on the Fay Jones Woods, which is the area behind me, streetscape reconstruction along West Avenue between South Street and Meadow Street, and then trail reconstruction on the Razorback Greenway between Center Street and Prairie Street. This first phase will take about 15 or 16 months to construct, and so likely we'll be done with it towards the end of 2021 or early 2022. The work was funded through a design excellence grant from the Walton Family Foundation, and through that grant we hired a landscape architecture firm by the name of Nelson Bird Woltz to do the design work on this project. They worked with the city and with many of the stakeholders who are here today throughout the community to complete the design. And now we're handing the project off to our contractor, Nabholz Construction, to do the construction for the project.
I thought this was a great event. I think, since the pandemic, people are, even those of us that have been really strict with our social distancing and understanding how important that is, I think people are ready to be out and be a part of a community. I know I've enjoyed just seeing so many faces that I don't typically see. So I think this was a really needed moment emotionally for people. I know that may sound a little silly, but I think I think those kinds of things matter. And so I think that this was a really great event today.
This is a fantastic day for the city of Fayetteville. This cultural arts corridor is something that has been a dream for many, many years, and now it's coming to fruition. We broke ground today. The next stop will be to build it and then cut the ribbon on it, and it'll be something that will be for generations to come. And it'll be something where you can come and enjoy nature, the arts, a gathering place, and it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful project for a beautiful city at this time in its history.